To you, John.
When I wake up in the morning, the alarm is out of warning. I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab my books and I get...
All right, a lot of kids can't wait to be saved by the bell. You know what? So much so they're getting out of high school faster in order to get to college quicker and enter the workforce. In fact, take a look at this. Almost half of all states now have early graduation policies, including right here in the Sunshine State. Several even allow students to graduate 2 years early if they are able to pass a battery of tests. That means some students entering college at 16 and having a college degree at or before the age of 20. So is this right for your child? Joining us this morning, Good Day Orlando, Jim West from Total Life Counseling and Professor Ted Granellis from Rollins College. Guys, always a pleasure to see you. Let's start with you because you're seeing the kids, young people in college right now. When you see some of these 16-year-olds who are graduating early, by and large, are they ready for the college experience?
Well, I don't know. I think that a lot of them are just hungry for something interesting, and they're not getting anything interesting in high school, so they're just really ready to go and actually do something interesting, do something new and fun and creative. Whether they're mature enough to be with 18, 19, 20-year-olds, I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
So from your standpoint, it may not be so much wanting to get on to the next thing, is they're not being stimulated at the current thing?
Absolutely not. If you're in school and you're just there to take the tests and you just want to get out and get through, then what are you going to do? And if teachers are forced to teach the tests with the No Child Left Behind Act and all that, we really have a failure of the education system. Honestly, I'd like college-style classes being taught to 8- and 9-year-olds all the way through into high school, and then they wouldn't come to me, right? Then I would get them when they're intellectually, emotionally ready to come.
Yeah, because, you know, mentally, okay, they might be ready, but psychologically, physically, everything else, they may be behind. Jim, you do a lot of career counseling. So you have a 20-year-old coming out of college now with a degree competing against 25, 26, 35-year-olds. That's got to be a challenge, too.
Of course it's a challenge. I mean, if you've got somebody who's, I'm an employer also, so I hire people. So if I have somebody who's 23, 24, 22, looking for a job, and they've got some experience, you know, maybe internships, and, you know, they're going to be much more mature than somebody who's 19. I had somebody work for me as an intern that was 17 years old who just got her bachelor's degree. I mean, that was just crazy. You know, what is she going to do? And she wanted she wants to be a counselor. Okay, you know, I mean, are you going to listen to, you know, she's going to have 3 more years of graduate school. She'll be 20 years old as a counselor. Who's going to listen to her?
Well, it goes back to, yeah, I mean, you made a great point there. It's not just being intellectually smart enough to do the job as a counselor. Oh, you can pass the test, but what kind of life perspective is she going to give somebody who needs some help?
You need life experience. You do, and she has no life experience. She's not married, and she doesn't have kids. I mean, there's all these different things that really add to that. So, you know, a lot of times as therapists, I mean, they really get into their groove around age 30 and higher. You know, so that's just my field.
Sit out for 10 years? I mean, in her case, does she have to wait 10 years before she can actually do the job that you guys need her to do?
Well, we actually did a career assessment on her, and 1 out of 5 people that volunteer as psychologist interns in my practice, 1 out of 5 are actually supposed to be in the field. So we tested her, and she wasn't supposed to be. She was supposed to do law. So she went to Oxford and pursued law.
Well, good for her. At least she found what she set out to do. You know, maybe I was an abnormal kid. Of course, a lot of people would say yes. I enjoyed high school, didn't want to leave high school. I enjoyed college, Ted, didn't want to leave college. Does it bother you when you see people rushing through these phases in their life to get on to the next thing?
Yeah, actually, it really does. And I think that what this shows us is that it used to be that a high school degree could actually get you a job. And then it was, okay, a bachelor's could get you a job. But now we have students that need to get their PhDs in many cases, their MDs, their JDs to be able to actually get a job now. It's so competitive. And so what you have is students that are going to school for a much longer period of time. And so the problem is that they're rushing from point to point to point, and they never really take time to kind of sit and think about the world, think about their place in the world, and they end up in a job that they might not be happy.
Okay, very quickly, just got a couple of seconds. A parent comes up to you and says, I think my kid's ready at 16. What do you encourage him to do?
I say start going to community college, start taking some classes, and get them to be not bored. Get them to figure out what they want to do in their lives.
Jim, same situation?
Yeah, just don't rush it. Don't be in a rush, especially with the economy right now. We still have, what, 7% unemployment? Why rush that?
All right, Ted Granellis from Rollins College, Jim West, Total Life Counseling. Guys, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Good to see you.
All right, we'll be right back here on Good Day Orlando.
The Fox 35 Weather app is brought to you by